Moving away from Peenemünde, I travel along the Baltic coast to the island of Rügen, where I explore the once abandoned Nazi holiday resort of Prora. In this video, I'll give you some history of Prora and what it was actually built for. And then we will take a look around Prora campsite.
I'm on the island of Rügen, on the Balkans in Germany. I'm in a specific place. You see this building behind me, or this series of buildings, absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Spent millions on this to create this like this, but the buildings are quite old. They're from 1936 to 1939. It was built on the same lines as the idea of Billy Bucklin's from the United Kingdom. He had a holiday camp where he'd invite people and they'd do different things with the blue coats, I think, or the red coats, one of the two. And the Germans had something similar to what we did. The trouble is this building here was actually built from a completely different point of view. It was much more sinister than Billy Bucklin's ever dreamed of. So let's go and have a look at the lovely resort of Prora, and let's go and explore some of the past. And these buildings were built for the general German working person who couldn't probably afford to actually go on holiday. We'd just come out of a depression from the 1920s. Hitler had come to power in 1933, tried to build Germany back up again to the strength it was. But in 1933 he really wanted to go to war and win some of the territory back that he'd lost in the First World War. These series of buildings here were built by Nazi Germany from 1936 to 39 to accommodate their workers basically. It was called Strength Through Joy, Kraft durch Freude, I think it's pronounced. The idea was to give your average German worker a nice cheap holiday. They were subsidised so they could come here and basically relax and enjoy themselves. Well, relax with inverted commas, to be honest with you. There was 8 structures, there was 8 of these buildings built between 36 and 39. Only one survives now. In total they were about 4.5 kilometres long, but the one that survives is about 3 kilometres. They were all identical. Every room in these buildings actually faced the sea, and they're about 150 metres off the sea as well. And at one time, which you can't do now, because you could actually see the sea from every available window at the front of this building. The Kraft durch Freude, or Freud program, was to give the normal German worker or person, civilian, a holiday. They wouldn't have had a holiday for a good few years. After the First World War, Treaty of Versailles, they were treated really harshly in one way or another. The reparations were so expensive to pay money back to the countries that they'd invaded that they nearly bankrupted themselves. Apparently, the inflation was something like, if I remember rightly, for buy one loaf of bread was like millions of Deutschmarks to buy. You could fill a barrel full of money to try and buy one loaf of bread. That's how bad it were. So when Adolf Hitler came back into power, he wanted to change all that round. The idea was give the average German worker some incentive for other things, which they really didn't know at the time, I don't think, and hopefully make them feel much better in themselves. Now you see the shops there. There's a few shops in this absolutely modern building. You can see it's just been renovated. There have been probably shops in the old, or would have been shops. It was never used, this building, actually. 1939 the war kicked off, so they had to had to abandon it for the time being. And they'd have put swimming pools, cinemas, theatres and stuff like that in order to entertain the guest. These rooms here, they actually stretch to the front, so every one of them rooms there, they've got a window at the back, they have a window at the front as well. so they can see. So as I said, every flat would have a view to the sea. These are they're renovating them up now. They're probably the last batch before they've finished it. Looks like it is. But the back sides there, they're actually where the stairs are, the stairwells are. So you've got to come up that way, and then if you look at how wide that is, it's not that wide. It's probably 10 plus meters wide, and it would have had bedrooms. It'd have had a shower, toilet, bath, maybe two sleeping or 2 bedrooms, sorry, and somewhere where they could lounge out. And also on the front, they've had a balcony they can sit out on. At least some of the buildings are still left yet. They've not been renovated. So anyway, the windows here will be windows in front to the back, so they've got a view at the front. Not sure if there was anything to cook there, because I think they'll have it like Billy Buckley's, where they go into a big communal hall and end up having food together. Now that's the idea behind the Strength Through Joy programme. When Hitler came to power in 1933, he already planned to go to war anyway, but he had to get the average person on his side. So what he did that is he organised these Strength Through Joy programmes. This was never used, by the way, but there was other programmes there called Strength Through Joy. And the idea was to have a communal, everything was communal. In other words, they slept together as such as in the families, but they get together like a communal, like Billy Buckley's does, where Billy Buckley's would organise like things to do with the families, do the kids, do the adults, very similar to what the Nazis would do. But the idea was to brainwash them into believing the Nazi ideology. The idea is saying, well, look what we're doing for you. This is the reason why we're doing this, is because this is how we believe it should be. So if you can go along with it, that's fantastic. Now, maybe a lot of people would have done that. A lot of the families, German families, never even seen the sea before. So that was something new for them. So now, when Hitler came to power, he thought, well, we've got work, we've got holidays, we've got everything, life's looking good for us. But, as I said before, his idea was to indoctrinate them in their ideology. In other words, to brainwash them, especially the kids as they were coming up. They would get older, obviously, and then they would know nothing else. And that was his idea. And this is one of the ways to do it. I've come to a place called Camping Prora. I tried to find somewhere further up, and I tried all sorts on parking for night, but there was nothing really suitable. And to try and get across there's a railway line here. Even on the bike, it's about 2-3 miles. Just trying to get across it, so I've come to a campsite instead. Now I'll show you around in a minute. Okay, that's the entrance and the exit, obviously. Right, let's nip and have a quick look round. And this is where you park up when you first come in. There's reception. There's a bloke there staring at me. He's alright, his speaks little tiny English, but not too bad. There's the bins for putting rubbish in, obviously for recycling. Then there's here for the motorhome, which is fresh water, empty the grey water, and then your toilet, and there's a little thing there for cleansing. Just that little bit there for keep your hands nice and clean, which is brilliant. I think you can hire them bikes out, but I'm not sure if they're actually electric or not, but you can hire them out anyway. I don't know how much they are, but you have a choice, I suppose. I like these little huts here, these little tiny huts here you can hire. That looks belting. Restaurant, almost between, looks like 5 o'clock, which is 10 to now, and 7 o'clock, so you won't get a beer and stuff like that. That'd be good. These are day trips you can, I suppose you can buy as well. That could be the owners of the campsite's house, to guess, I don't know. There's where you can wash your dishes if you want to. without using your own water. Yeah, sinks everywhere. Plenty. Term tower, well, I know what term always means. It's always coming up in stuff I look at, but I don't know what it's for, to be honest with you. Well, it's washing your boots or whatever. It's that low. You thought it's for children, I don't know what it is. No, abs washer. I'll know how to translate that. Nice backdrop to the woods there. Maybe wherever you go in Germany, it's full of woodlands. Beautiful, really. There's loads and loads of places you can go cycling. It's crazy on bicycles in, well, especially in Europe, Germany definitely. There's loads of things here. There's my van there. Against some neighbours there. Seemed to be nice. They said hello before, well, in their own language, obviously. But generally, it's very nice indeed. I've not found a laundrette yet. I need some clothes washing, but I can always leave them another time. There's somebody's put some washing on a line here. I'll show you. There you go. Get them all dry. It's a very nice campsite indeed. Cost me €23, which is about 19 quid at 1.18 to the pound, so it's not too bad. There's the camping side of things. There's the lad there. He passed me before. He might push bike there, just over there. He's setting up for in the actual woodland, if you want to class it as that. But it's very nice actually. Very nice indeed. If you're a biker, they allow bikers on here as well. There's biker prices as well. So you can find on the website. If I can I'll put a link onto the website. I'm not sure it'll be in German, but I'm sure Google Translate will translate it for you. Like showers, baby facilities, all there are. Laundrette, then backer service. I think you can order food for the morning. I've done that before at another campsite, and gastronomy, which is obviously the little restaurant here. Oh, I think it's doggy stuff. Yeah, dog stuff. This looks like the shower area, just at the back of reception. So we can nip and have a look. Very nice. Nice little area as well here. You sit here, have a chat and read some books and stuff. Talks are that way. Men's toilets, looks like it. Yeah, men's and women's either side. Hope it's not too fast what I'm doing. Good. Toilets, as clean as normal. Supposed to wear these flip-flops. I think it's to stop catching things on your feet. You have to put these on when you go for a shower. Little basins there if you just want to wash in private. And there's your showers. There you go. And you have to pay for them. 50 cents 3 minutes, including 5 minutes pause. 2.56 minutes, that's not bad. That's not bad. And then you just put your money in, whatever cubicle you're in. Press your button, off you go. Oops. Triple toilet as well. Generally the campsite's very nice indeed actually. And you've got to pay for extra. Electric I think is per kilowatt or something like that, so it depends on what you're running and how much it's going to cost you. The other campsite I was at, I think €2 lasted me 12 to 15 hours. I wasn't running much anyway. I thought I wanted the fridge and just charging things up more than anything else. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Morning. I'm on that campsite at Camp in Prora. I went around Prora yesterday, had a look at it. A lot of it's very, very modern compared to the 1930s. Right, I'm travelling on now into Germany towards the Netherlands, really. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Actually, I'm going to the north of Germany towards Kiel, a place called Labo. That's how I pronounce it. I'm looking at something up there. I think that's the next destination. I've got to empty the van first of grey water, sink water, fill some fresh water up, empty the toilet, and then do some recycling as well. And it's pouring down. First, empty the tap water. So I'm filling up with the fresh water. You see, that's just, I've run some fresh water through that as well, because sometimes it gets stale inside that holding tank. I've done the toilet, it goes in there. Then I've washed my hands. There's a little place there you can wash your hands, actually. You look there. There's no towels, but use your own towel. But anyway, I've done that as well. Full, empty. Overall, I'll give the campsite 7, 8 out of 10. I'd probably give it 9 and 10 if everything else was included. In other words, the showers and the electric and stuff like that have been better. The position of the place, if you want to come to Prora, is perfect. That's great. The only thing you get with your price really is your pitch, and you get free toilets, and you get free emptying of your facilities and fresh water as well. But otherwise, it's a nice place actually. It's quite nice. The guys on the desk, the German, both Germans obviously, the one behind the desk can't speak any English at all, but you can still get by anyway. Gestures are always brilliant. There's a little guy with a tiny little scooter, tells you where your pitch is. He speaks very tiny English, but he's very funny, very funny. But yeah, I do like it. If I was around this area again, I would definitely come back. There's lots more to see than what I've looked at anyway, but I was here for a specific reason. Right, on to my next journey.